Torrez, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing great today, Kevin. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. And Torrez, man, what's cooking? What's maybe next for you? And how's training and life been?
You look, man. Training been going so good for me. I'm currently here in Orlando, Florida, training at Fusion XL. Been here for the past few weeks, about to be a month. At the end of this week, but it's been a blessing to be here and be a part of a great team, great coaches. Here like Julian Williams and great athletes here, a bunch of UFC guys here. It's just been really awesome to be here at this gym and learn a lot and add more to my repertoire.
Yeah, and yeah, we're looking forward to this upcoming matchup with Robert as well. How do you kind of predict this matchup going? How do you expect yourself to kind of get the win here?
I've always say this. This is my go-to. I never make predictions, but one thing I can guarantee is that my hand will be raised at the end of the night. I definitely see a lot of glaring holes in this game, and he definitely has a lot of strengths as well. And you got to remember, he just fought in August of last year, so it just in some of those glaring holes, I don't know how much time he actually focused on them, but overall, he's a really good talent, man. I mean, look. He went through the whole entire Ultimate Fighter, and that's no easy task, as some people may say, the hardest tournament in all of MMA. So going through the Ultimate Fighter, crazy thing enough, I saw him. I saw everybody on Ultimate Fighter because I was supposed to be on the Ultimate Fighter last year. Some things behind the scenes, but yeah. So I thought that would have been my route as well, but obviously it wasn't, and it was great to see a guy like him take advantage of it. And I just want to just continue to go out there and prove why I belong in the UFC, but also why the UFC made a mistake and didn't just select me for the Ultimate Fighter. So
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome to hear. I was actually going to ask you that as well. So, with you getting pulled from the show, do you remember like who maybe took your spot on the show?
so obviously there was like a few guys that were left. Um, I do know that when I was there, granted, we're going through the whole process. And they said, obviously, if the guy come up to your room, he'll come up there, the producer come up there and knock on your door and tell you, hey, man, have you made it or not? I got a knock. I'm like, okay, well, looks like I'm about to make it. He's like, Finney, we're going a different route. You didn't make the roster for this one. We're at least making an alternate. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting, and, knowing the things behind it, I was offered to be on the Ultimate Fighter, obviously after my first contender fight. So, I'm thinking, oh, well, this is a great opportunity for me, but then not to be selected. And then once you learn more about the UFC, as I've stated this in other interviews, that it's so many moving parts. There's so many moving parts in the business, and just because one person knows this doesn't mean the other person on the other side that's dealing with matchmaking or something else knows that. And as surprising as that may be, it's just a really big business. And like people that deal with the Ultimate Fighter, yes, do some of the matchmakers know, but the selection process is different compared to the UFC, compared to the Contender Series, compared to Road to the UFC. So like all of that stuff have a lot of moving parts that a lot of people don't really think about. So, I'm not mad at nobody, but like I just say, just another chip you can add on my shoulder. So
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And now with you fighting on Dana White's Contender Series after everything's kind of transpires, are you happier now that you kind of went that route and you're on Contender Series over the Ultimate Fighter?
yes, oh, 1,000% sure. Look, as I was never really necessarily mad that I didn't get picked, because it was really like, man, that weight cut twice in the span of like 4 weeks. That been hard for a brother. I'm a bigger guy, and cutting weight that many times in a short time span definitely would have been a task. But overall, I'm definitely excited. Obviously going through the process is like, this is challenging. This is crazy. Why me? But I always tell people God uses his strongest soldiers to partake in the big battles. And, I don't know. I'm sure there's other fighters out there that definitely could have withheld and withstood the, obviously the verbal thing from Dana and, just constantly being told no. And then eventually to get it right on the third time. And I feel like those type of things that you see in my career, obviously in my life, that's not the first time I had to deal with adversity, but you grow from those things and you build up off of it. And you're like, man, I went through that. The next hard thing, whatever that may be in my life, I'm going to overcome that next thing. It gives you confidence for the next task, the next obstacle that you face in your life. So I'm really happy. I'm actually thankful and wouldn't change anything else about the path that got me here.
Nice. Well, that's definitely glad to hear for sure. And you mentioned strongest soldiers. You're obviously super strong yourself. I mean, what do you kind of do in the gym to kind of get the physique you have, my man?
Well, man, I train with Peak Kinetic Performance, man. PKP to help me out. And look, yes, genetics. Yes, I've been doing workouts ever since I was a young age. Push-ups every day. My granddad making us have push-up competition with my sister and my cousins and stuff. So like I've been doing push-ups all my life, and it just been built up like this over time. Also with me being a football player. I'm a football player. Yes, I wrestled in school all the way through school. I wrestled 1 year in college, but I've been a football player, college football player for the longest. And you're just not going to lose a lot of those things that you built up over time. The explosiveness, the strength, the physique. I have definitely, like, if anybody's seen me when I was in college, you was like, oh my gosh, did you eat yourself? It's crazy. Like I used to be 250. So what you see now is even more of a drop. So like I get surprised every time when I see myself step on that scale and I see 185 pounds, because that's never in my life did I ever think I'll ever see that weight ever again.
Wow, man, 250 pounds is definitely nuts. Like compared to what you are now, man, that's definitely incredible. Now, with you doing football as well, what was maybe some of your favorite memories that you might have with football?
Man, well, granted, I had a lot of success, especially in high school. I'm blessed to have a little bit of success in college, being an all-conference fullback. But in high school, man, I was one sack away from breaking the Georgia all-time single season sack record. I had 24 and a half. The record was no, take it back. No. Yes, I had 23 and a half. The record was 24. I should have broke it. We lost in the Elite Eight on Hail Mary. And then I broke the school sack record on my birthday. That was pretty cool. And, I won Defensive Player of the Year. I'll never forget my senior year. I won the Middle Georgia Defensive Player of the Year. All these guys that are getting recruited to Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and I'm the short guy up there. They announced my name, and I never forget what Kirby Smart spoke that day. He was looking at me, man, yeah, I'm sure you be causing a lot of people havoc, because he's looking at my height. He's obviously taller than me. That's crazy. And then, to see me win Defensive Player of the Year over all those guys, a lot of those guys in the NFL right now, and the guys I used to compete against. I mean, I have a lot of football memories from the times we went and played Alabama to when we played LSU at Chat. Like, I have a lot of memories, and I'm so thankful for them. And yeah, they definitely help in fighting, to being tough and being prepared.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. That's definitely some really cool memories for sure. And obviously the Super Bowl is coming up pretty soon. I mean, what's your prediction for that? Got choose wisely.
I see your hat. I see your hood, man. Look, brother, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Look, man. Look, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs. Look,
I agree.
I mean, and look, I'm a Steelers fan.
Okay.
So I lived through the Patriots. I'm sure you have. Now, granted, y'all beat them the last time y'all saw New England in the Super Bowl, but bro, we lived through the Brady era. We know how this goes. Like, and people want to complain about the refs, which I understand. Look, I'm not going to be naive. Yes, the refs give them a little bit more lenient call than others, but they continue to put themselves in those same situations. And heck, I keep saying this on my show. Until proven otherwise, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes. And you have to just do it. I don't care if I'm wrong that day. You have to just do it, because I just don't see how they're going to look. I just don't, like, it could be a close game. They could be down by 14. They could be, they find a way. They find a way, man.
They really do. They really do. It's going to be an interesting game, man, because the thing with me with the Eagles this year, I feel like they have that swagger they did when they won it the first year. I didn't think they had it when they went in that Kansas City game. Like when they came out with that little Uzi song, it wasn't the same as the first song with that Dreams and Nightmares. Like, it wasn't the same vibe to me. You know what I mean? So I feel like this year they kind of got their swagger back, and I'm a little bit more confident going into this game compared to the last one for sure.
Yeah, the thing I also look at is like with Jalen Hurts. I feel like this is a game where Jalen Hurts going to really have to go above and beyond. I think Kansas City is going to do everything they can. It's like, if you're going to beat me, you ain't going to beat me with Saquon Barkley. And that's the part. And also, it comes down to coaching. The Eagles cannot get crazy in the second half. If Saquon Barkley is having a phenomenal first half, please don't do what Kyle Shanahan did with the 49ers and the Falcons. Please don't do what I've seen multiple teams like the Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens, you got Derrick Henry in the backfield. You don't want to run him the second half or run him at all during the game, especially like last year in the AFC Championship game. You're the number one rushing team in the past 20 years in the NFL history, and you have a top tier running game, and you want to throw the ball 36 times. Like you can't just get out coached by doing stupid stuff. Like the Bills going for it twice on those 2-point conversions early in the game. That wasn't necessary. And if people want to say, oh, but they only lost by 3, it would have been enough. No, Kansas City would have never went for it on their 2-point conversion. They just would have tied the game. So like you can't out coach yourself. And I think that's the best way the Eagles can, if they're going to be able to beat the Eagles, you just got to make smart decisions. Don't do nothing stupid and trying to get up on them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think a lot of coaches nowadays, I think they just overthink the game. You know what I mean? Kind of like what you're saying. I think it's just, you know what I mean? They just need to keep it simple. I think a lot of those guys try to go too out of the box and they kind of blow the game themselves, kind of doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. They do. Every time. I see it too much. And it's like, they're like, oh, man, these guys, they're the greatest coaches. Like, look, Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, great coaches. But Pete Carroll out-coached himself against Belichick in the Seahawks Super Bowl. Like, bro, run the ball, Marshawn Lynch. Pretty simple. He just got you there to the 1-yard line from a 6-yard run. Run the ball with him again. Like, it's not hard.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's definitely crazy to still think about. I mean, nowadays I could just do like the tush push. I mean, no, that's a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure, man. And obviously, after your Contender Series fights, you mentioned, Torrez Finney. What's cooking? It seems like you're a pro wrestling fan. What's maybe some of your favorite wrestlers you might grew up watching?
Yeah, man. My number one favorite wrestler is The Undertaker. I'm a huge Undertaker fan. He's my go-to, man. I'll never forget when I went to WrestleMania in 2011 when I was a kid. It was in Atlanta. And, he wrestled Triple H, and that was just an epic match. I'm a big, obviously, Undertaker. Obviously, The Rock. Love The Rock. Obviously, his promo cutting and just the way he moves in the ring and deals with different things. John Cena. Obviously, Stone Cold, Triple H. There's a lot of guys that I like, but the core guys, I'm big with Undertaker, The Rock, Cena, Jeff Hardy. Those guys are right up my alley, and I like how they were, innovative. Those guys just did a lot of different things. And yes, I know I do. If you can smell what Torrez is cooking, but surprisingly enough, I've been doing this since I was a kid. And I know some people are like, oh, you're doing the Rock thing, but yeah, I am. But I tell people I get a chance to fight. Yes, fighting is real. Obviously, this ain't pro wrestling; it's real. But I get a chance to fight, and then after, I get to be myself. And not only am I being myself, but I'm being the kid that used to jump on the trampoline with all his cousins, and we would do pro wrestling in the back on the trampoline, and we'll get the mic after and do our thing. So, like, that's me. And I'm just, making the kid inside of me happy that loves the entertainment aspect. And, I'm always going to do it. I don't care. I enjoy it. And, heck, love to meet The Rock and do it with him one day myself. So that was that's really cool that I've been doing this. And, heck, anybody that knows me, I've been doing this on a football team. I used to do it in college. Did it in high school, I would do it, before and after the games. I used to do this all the time. So anybody that knows me knows that this has just been Torrez Finney for the longest.
I love it. No, that's definitely some good stuff. And, you mentioned meeting The Rock one day. I mean, has he maybe reached out or liked any videos or anything like that with you saying that stuff?
No, not that I know of. Okay. I do know that when I won my first time in the Contender Series, Kane, who obviously is the mayor of Knoxville, he hit me up. He sent me a video. That was pretty cool. And I do know Braun Breaker. Anybody that's big into pro wrestling, Braun Breaker, who just speared Speed and looked like he broke him in half. Good Lord. But we've been friends for a good minute. He went to high school in Atlanta, but when we were wrestling, I won the state championship at 195. He won it at 220, and we just always known of each other and talked, and I've known of him. And then, he went to Kennesaw State and he played for the Ravens. And we stay in contact. I message him and he messaged me. He likes my stuff. We'll talk. He'll tell me good luck on my fights. And, I know he be in matches and stuff. So it's really cool to see him. My goal actually, I fight April 5th and then WrestleMania is 2 weeks after. So my goal is to try to go to WrestleMania in Vegas. So that's one of my prime time goals right now.
That's awesome. That's definitely really cool stuff about him. And, I was going to say as well, too, do you know Damian Priest from the WWE?
Yes.
Awesome. I actually did a MMA seminar with Matt Riddle, and he came along, actually. This was way before they were in the WWE and stuff. But he actually has a Muay Thai background, believe it or not. So he was
Really
training a little bit and showing us a little bit of stuff, too.
that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, man. That's
yeah, he's a
really
big
cool.
dude as well, too. He's definitely crazy big in person.
Yeah, isn't he like 6'5"?
Yeah, he's definitely big dude.
Man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And another thing I was curious about is can you do the people's eyebrow?
I cannot. That is actually so I've always tried to do that. Okay. I cannot get that muscle, like I can't get that muscle.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. He can like literally get his eyebrow like all the way up here.
Yeah, yeah, it makes it crazy, but yeah.
That's crazy. I can't do it. I can't do that, dude. That'll be what. That's why I do the chest flex. I said I can't do that much.
Yeah, that's hilarious. There's definitely some good stuff there. Now, getting back into training and stuff. I mean, who's maybe the best training partners that are making you the best version of you for this fight camp coming up?
Yes, man. It's been an honor to be able to train a lot with Rodolfo Vieira. He has a fight coming up February 15th against Andre Petrosky. It's been really good to work with him and help him out throughout his camp. Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe's been such a blessing. Heck, I'm currently here at his house. He's having me be with him and train. He's teaching me a lot of different things, giving me a lot of tips on things. Phil is very knowledgeable and very talented. So it's really cool to be with him. And like I said, Julian Williams, really, really good, good coach, really good person, and very talented and skilled. And obviously my head coach, Matt Harris, Matt obviously has shown me so much stuff and things throughout. And, I'm really excited for the journey that we're going to partake on. And, having all these guys with me and training me is just only going to make me grow and be better. So I'm really excited for what's next. And I'm excited to show more of my skill set.
And speaking about what's maybe next, I mean, what are maybe some of your goals that you might have with 2025 or just with MMA in general?
Well, my goal every year is to try to get 3 fights. So my goal this year is to get at least 3 fights and be undefeated on the year. My goal is to go 3-0 on the year. Take it year by year, be smart. Take advantage of opportunities, and just go 3-0 on this year, and see how where the chips fall. I mean, heck, I just seen Bo Nickel just got ranked today. And I don't feel like personally, just me talking, like, he's done enough to be ranked, but he's been ranked by look at the guys he's beaten. And I feel like I could have beat every single one of those guys as well. So I don't think I'm that far off. I just got to start adding them up and putting things together and start to put some wins in my pocket and, start making my case through the run for the title.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you have that title run. And another thing I was curious about, obviously you've had a couple fights in the Apex. How do you like fighting over there?
I like it. I mean, look, the cage benefits me. I like it. But I would love to fight in the crowd. I was really hoping that I could find a way to get on the Miami card, but they put me on the April 5th card, and I'm not mad at it. Obviously, get an opportunity to fight on this stage is huge, regardless of where you fight. So, but honestly, I love the Apex stuff. I just wish they go down a little bit on the prices and they add a few more people, because I saw the Apex when they had the WWE in there. And they had over 600, like 700 people, bro, and it was packed. So if the WWE can do that, why can't you do this like every few Saturdays? Which this don't even make sense,
Wow,
I don't get it. Like, and you own it. Why can you not?
Yeah, like that's really interesting. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Now you say that, I had no idea they had the WWE over in the Apex.
Oh, bro, did you see? I wish you would saw the photos in the video. They had the NXT, Shawn Michaels NXT. He had it in the UFC Apex. It was packed. I think they had around like 700 people in there. I mean, packed out, yelling loud. And I'm sitting here like, that's epic. Like, how could not the UFC who owns the building not do this? I don't get it. But I don't know.
That's interesting. That's definitely a good point. I'll have to look this up now with the Apex and WWE. I'm glad that you brought that up, my man. And another thing about me is I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I've been teaching for about 6 years now, and I got a gym with a bunch of guys. What advice would you give to those guys to keep on coming into the gym and to get better and better every class?
Stay consistent. Come every single day. Stay consistent and work really hard. A lot of people want to see instant result. We live in a microwave society, and that's not how it comes, especially in martial arts. You got to keep coming every day. And sometimes, look, in training, do things, go for things. Like, don't be scared in training. a lot of people look. I'm competitive. I'm probably one of the most competitive guys. I don't like losing any round, any second of anything. But you have to open yourself up to get better because you don't ever know how you're going to grow. You can't grow if you stay in your little bottle. You have to grow. Take chances in the training room. If you come up short, yeah, you're going to be mad at yourself. But guess what? We're training. I'd rather take my L's in training than to take my L's in front of the entire world and, in competition. So learn to get better and open yourself up in training because that's where you actually grow. And yes, stay consistent at it. Stay consistent and show hard work. I just tell people, hard work it opens up everything. Hard work makes everything else easy. That's just some things you just can't do without hard work. I'm not saying he isn't talented, but Marab Davashili, hard work, cardio. I mean, I feel like he's beaten a lot of guys that are much more talented than him. I'm not saying he's not talented. He's very talented, but like he's beaten a lot of guys that's much more talented than him, but hard work, his cardio, just pace, pressure, just grind. You can't, those are those intangibles that you can't measure. You can say, well, this guy can punch better, this guy can wrestle better, he got better jiu-jitsu, he can do all this stuff better. Because I actually felt like Umar was better in a lot of those areas than Marab. But what about the intangibles when he hit round 3? Are you going to push through something that I know you're not going to be able to push through? Are you going to have that grit? Are you going to have that grind? That's that other stuff that you can't factor in because people only look at skill set to skill set. So, and that was one of those things that I, focus myself on, like that hard work, man, is like when things get gritty, when I'm tired, when stuff is, I'm about to fall out, push through, fight through. It makes you better.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I definitely think that's a solid message for sure. And I definitely agree even with Marab too. I definitely think he broke Umar in that fight, and it was definitely a good one to watch. And another thing I was curious about as well too. Obviously after your Dana White Contender Series fight, you're kind of like an internet sensation, my man. There's a bunch of memes with you with the title on and stuff. What do you think about these pictures?
I love it, man. I love it with the fans, man. Look, thank you to everybody that obviously pushing me forward and loving the jokes and stuff. Look, I've seen all the types of memes. I've seen my head on a turtle. I've seen my head on a meatball. I've seen my head on. I've just seen all types of stuff. Like, I love the memes. I'm not a guy that's going to get butt hurt by anything. Look, I grew up, tough skin. With all my cousins and family, you better be tough skin when you come in our house. So, like, the social media, that's nothing. Like, I just laugh at it. I love it. So, even when people had their little things to say, with Dana, I don't. People don't understand. Like, I could care less with what people actually think unless you actually go with me and train with me and know exactly who I am. Your words only hold so much value over me. So, it's something that I just always grew up on. I'm very nonchalant to just what people say, whether it's good or bad. I live literally by what Nick Saban. Don't buy into the rat poison. Rat poison can be whether it's good or bad. Hey, man, great job. You look good. You're the best guy in the world. Okay, thank you. Don't lean too much on that. Man, you suck. You're the worst guy ever. Okay, bet. Don't lean too much into that because that's none of that stuff. All that can do is just get to your head, whether it's good or bad. Stay focused and stay like sold on the path and listen to the people that are close to you, that trains with you every day. Them the only voices that matter. So, but I listen to them. I read messages here and there. I see it. I thank you. I thank you very much. The good and the bad. I love the memes and I love the people that hate me. So it's only going to make me better.
Good. No, I definitely think that's an awesome way to look at it, my man. And, it's been awesome having you on the show. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, what's maybe your final message out there for the fans watching this video?
One, I would just say, man, I thank everybody very much. And, I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to be able to fight in UFC. I'm very thankful to have this opportunity to be able to fight April 5th, and fans expect, Torrez Finney to come out there guns blazing, expected to see hopefully some Finney air time and and just a lot of really good explosiveness and smashing and hopefully some crazy knockouts and subs. And I just really feel like as I continue to grow, a lot of people are going to see more and more of my skill set. And I just feel like I just never really had to open up as much. It was like when people sometimes used to question Shemaev. It's like, oh, how good is he really? Well, if you don't get past his plan A, you'll never see his plan B. So that's the way I am, man. We're gonna keep pushing for that plan A until somebody make me have to open up for that plan B.
Nice. No, I definitely think that's a solid message, my man. And we're looking forward to your bout in April, and best of luck with your career. And before I let you go, do you mind if we get a picture for the Instagram?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Let's pose a little quick here. Ready?
Yeah.
There we go.
I got to get back out.
Let's go. All right. Good stuff, my man.
Yes,
hey, man, thank you so much for taking the time. It means a lot to me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you fight in April, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, brother.